I'm really honored, though, to have here with us our governor, Jay Inslee, along with local leaders and community partners for an exciting announcement here in the actual shadow of the Wilburton Trestle. This is really a three-part exciting announcement. So here's the first part. Thanks to a strong public-private partnership, we have $10 million in commitments to pay for the $13.2 million project that will transform the trestle into an elevated and I would say awe-inspiring trail. That includes $2 million that King County is bringing to the table and contributions from others from whom you will hear shortly. This century-old structure represents our proud industrial past, and it will soon be a stunning trail for commuters, for cyclists, for runners, for pedestrians. Originally built to carry coal from nearby mines, the trestle will provide a unique experience for our region. It will be a must-see destination for anyone visiting Bellevue, providing an unparalleled view of the Bellevue skyline and the spawning salmon down below in Kelsey Creek. And it will create a safe, very exhilarating, but safe and scenic route to jobs, businesses, and neighborhoods, with a projected 3,000 people crossing each day. That is more people than even the busiest sections of the extraordinarily popular and deeply valued Bert Gilman Trail. The iconic Wilburton Trestle will inevitably become the symbol for the world-class regional trail system we're building to better connect East and South King County. So the second part of the announcement, the Wilburton Trestle is an important piece of the total Eastside Rail Corridor, and we have presented the completed draft Eastside Rail Corridor Master Plan to the King County Council, a major milestone for this project. And third, I am creating a commission of leaders from the public and private sectors that will develop a funding strategy so that we can complete the 26-mile corridor stretching all the way from Renton to Woodinville with a spur into Redmond. I know you can already see it. Travel guides, concierges recommending a 26-mile bike ride with a sensible, responsible wine tasting most of the way along the way. Remember to stay hydrated. The Eastside Rail Corridor will be one of our region's premier public assets. It will be enjoyed by commuters and recreationalists, by families and tourists for the next century and beyond. Thanks to our funding partners, including Governor Inslee and the legislature, local businesses, the Puget Sound Regional Council, and the City of Bellevue, we are making progress on a regional trail system that will truly be the envy of the rest of the walking, running, and cycling nation. And with that, speaking of bicyclists, I'd like to hand it over to an accomplished cyclist who also happens to be the governor of our state. His leadership in Olympia has helped make today's announcement possible. Please welcome Governor Jay Inslee.
Well, this is really a delight this afternoon. Before I address this specific project, can we give another round of applause for Judy Cliburn for delivering the largest transportation package in the history of the state of Washington? I want to thank Dow and Claudia and the mayor's leadership on this and so many other projects. We're here to do one thing, and that is to say that we are going to build the most spectacular, most exciting, most dynamic 1,000 place to ride a bike and walk in the whole state of Washington, which is the Wilburton Trestle. And we're going to get this job done. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. I do want to comment, if I can, on the plans. You'll notice there's about a 20-foot gap in the kind of sidewalk. We're going to make sure that gets fixed, okay, before we open the Wilburton. Just got to make sure you got a lot of speed. This really is an exciting project because Seattle has a Space Needle, but East King County is going to have the Wilburton Trestle. And that's what this represents, a 100-foot high, fast excursion. If you want to go fast on a bike, it's fine. If you want to go slower with a baby stroller, that's fine. And if you want to woo your sweetheart watching the sunset, that's fine too. So this is a multimodal access transportation plan as good as it gets. And it really is. And it's not just recreation. What excites me about plans like this, and Dow did touch on this connection of this path is an important economic development tool. Look, the Spring District in Bellevue is becoming a destination place to invest capital to build a new urban core in Bellevue. And this trail and this trestle is connected to that. This is a Spring District economic development project. We're going to be able to recruit new people to Microsoft and Google and Facebook and all the other great companies that are building so fast on the east side, because when we recruit those software engineers from Boston and everywhere else, this is a great place to live. So this is not just a fun thing we're doing, it's an economic development project. And I also want to note, one of the best things we've done in our transportation planning as a state in the last couple of years is to make sure that our investments give Washingtonians more options of how they move around. Now listen, this transportation bill we passed wasn't just the largest transportation package in the history of the state, it was the smartest because it gave Washingtons more options. Light rail, express bus, regular lanes, bike, sidewalks, you name it. And this trestle is part and parcel of that. So congratulations to everyone that's going to make this a reality. And I'm going to do everything I can to bring home $5 million from the state of Washington to make sure the Wilburton Trestle gets reopened. Congratulations to everything. Take care.
Hi, good afternoon. So just orientation, we're going to peel off strips based on the pledges of financial support. So my name is Claudia Balducci. I'm the King County Council member for this district, District 6. Past mayor of Bellevue, and I want to start by thanking Governor Inslee so much for that pledge of $5 million of support for this amazing project, and we are now displaying what the $5 million will at least graphically support. So thank you again, Governor Inslee, it's amazing. As a resident of Bellevue and an elected official from Bellevue, this is an iconic historic structure here for our city. It gives the surrounding neighborhood and the entire city something to look at, and it makes us feel special. It reminds us of our history. It was until recently, relatively recently, one of the most endangered historic structures on the east side, but now that it's in public ownership and with this partnership to rebuild it or to reinforce it, it's going to remain a historic landmark and structure here in our city for a long time to come. So that's one of the amazing things about this project, is just preserving our history. With the help of the state and the county, we're also going to create this next critical link in the Eastside Rail Corridor. And I can tell you, I was here a few days ago, and I was driving through, and the sun was even further down, and it was beautiful fall day like this, and the sunset was glowing. And I saw a man walking across the top with his bicycle, and my heart kind of stopped, and I thought, oh, that's so beautiful. And then I thought, oh no, he should not be up there. It's really, really dangerous. And I just sort of watched until he made it across. And so don't go up there now. It's not safe and it's not legal. But it's going to be amazing, and it's not just going to be amazing right here. It's going to connect a number of different amazing places that are already working on developing their parts of this Eastside Rail Corridor. On the north end, we've seen Kirkland make huge strides with the Cross-Kirkland corridor that connects to this part. We've seen Redmond, and I also want to welcome Councilmember Bernie. Redmond has made tremendous investments in the Redmond Spur. And then just traveling all the way down to Renton, where we will also be talking about reconnecting across 405 and on into the Coulon Park system of trails down there. It's going to be an amazing connection for the entire East Side region, north to south. And I'm just so proud to be part of this work, both as a Bellevue person and as a King County representative. So while we still have a lot of work to do to finish the corridor, we have a lot of champions, and we have a lot of those champions here today. And we're going to continue working together to make sure it gets done. So maybe we can take off the 2.5, 2 million? I thought it was 2.5. Okay, we're now going to unveil 2 million of investment pledged from King County and a $500,000 via grant through PSRC. And with that, I'm going to introduce our next great partner and champion for this project, and that is the Mayor of the City of Bellevue, Mr. Don Stokes.
Well, thank you very much, Claudia. It's really exciting to be here. I just live right up the hill, and I've always loved this trestle. When we first moved here in 1991, and I'm a train boss from a long way. I knew about the trestle in the past because Northern Pacific was one of the lines that I really loved, and when I came underneath this, I thought, wow, this is where I want to live. And so we've been there since here. And this is a fantastic area. I want to welcome you to Woodridge, a great neighborhood in the city of Bellevue. Want to also, of course, we're talking about how this is a very recognizable landmark, an icon for the corridor, and it's been that way for a long time, and it's great. We're going to preserve it. The good news is yesterday we had our budget presented first time to the council. Our Bellevue City Manager, Brad Miyake, presented the 2017-18 budget, and guess what? It includes $2 million from the City of Bellevue towards the rehabilitation of the trestle. And I know that I'm confident it's going to go through. We're going to work hard on it. The council's excited about this because it's a very, very important part of our whole Eastside rail corridor that runs all the way through Bellevue. And it's one of the things that happens with all these exciting things when they come up like this is it really inspires people and gets people pulling together. And it's going to take that because we have to make the full corridor work, it's going to have require a very high level of collaboration between the public, private, nonprofit groups. And we're seeing that. I mean, it's something that comes through. We talked about this a long time ago. How are we going to make this happen? And all of a sudden, it is happening. And and on leap year day in February, we came down here, and Dal Constantine said, in 4 years, we're going to come back and have, the ribbon cutting. So that's right, Dal, right? Absolutely. And with all of us working together, we're going to make that happen. So I want to thank, everybody who's been here working with us on this, including the Eastside Greenway Alliance and REI, Group Health, of course, Claudia and Dow, and Governor Inslee. The other thing that's really important in looking at this, as we said, it really provides a great vital north-south transportation link for pedestrians and bicyclists, and it also connects people to jobs. The hundreds of acres of Bellevue's beautiful parks. Newcastle Beach Park, Mercer Slough, Cold Creek Park, Wilburton Hill, and the Bellevue Botanical Gardens. They're all just steps away from this. Another key project we're working on, and something I'm personally very excited about, is what we call the Bellevue Grand Connection. And this is a very important part of this. The Grand Connection starts in Maidenbower Bay on Lake Washington, comes all the way up through Old Bellevue to downtown, the downtown park, by the City Hall and the new light rail with ST2 coming through, and ST3 going forward. And it's really exciting to have this connection as part of that. It really made the whole Grand Connection grand in real terms. And the exciting thing about it is that we can only, as we said, somebody mentioned, I think Dow said, that we can go, of course, down from Renton up to Woodinville. The other cool thing, and Dow also mentioned this, is there is this trail over in Seattle, Burt Gilman Trail, and guess what? You can go up here, come across the trestle, go all the way down to 520. Judy made sure we had a really great crossing for 520 for bikes and hikers. We go all the way across to that, and next thing you know, you're on the Grand Connection over there. So all the way from Seattle around here, and then when we get the Mountains of Sound Greenway done, and we're working on a bicycle trail for that, this will be a connection for it. And we're adding 55 miles of bike trails in Bellevue over the next few years. So it is truly an amazing, amazing landmark for this area. So on behalf of the City Council, and we're looking forward to working with you to turn this vision, the Eastside Rail Corridor, into a reality. And I want to introduce now one of our other partners in this, and somebody who's been very involved in the community for a long time and is involved in this particular activity, and is Dan PERROW. He's the Director of Regional Clinical Operations and Market Integration for Group Health. Dan?
Thank you, Mayor Stokes. Well, Group Health is excited to be here today. You know, as we stand beside this, what we hope will become the iconic image for the Eastside Rails Corridor. In 2013, Group Health made a commitment to support physical activity as a key component to our community benefit. We have a deep connection with cycling, not only within Bellevue, but all throughout King County. We're proud to have been a sponsor for the past 15 years of the Seattle to Portland Bicycle Classic, where we've joined together with the Cascade Bicycle Club to promote and enhance cycling all throughout the county. In fact, just this last year, Group Health gave away and fitted, most importantly, over 7,000 bike helmets to kids as part of the YMCA's Healthy Kid Day events. A second pillar of our support of the community benefit is to support and commit to things like the Eastside Rails Corridor and the Wilburton Trestle. We see this as a vital component to give our patients new options for physical activity. Today, over 7 out of 10 adults are over a healthy body weight. Childhood obesity rates have tripled in the last 4 decades. So we're in a unique position to understand that the health of an entire region is dependent upon safe and convenient access to options for physical activity. We think the Eastside Rails Corridor gets that done in spades, and we're excited to get this moving forward. Part of our commitment as well is based on our understanding that a majority of healthcare happens outside of that doctor-patient face-to-face encounter. It happens before you get to the visit, and it happens when you leave that visit with your doctor. The Rails Corridor will provide an opportunity for that to happen in the community. And speaking of access, what has Group Health really excited about this work as the path the corridor is going to take will literally almost touch 5 of our medical centers on the east side. That means that over 700 staff and almost 100,000 patients will be able to come to a medical appointment or get to work without having to step inside a vehicle. Imagine with me for a moment. Imagine going to your next doctor's appointment on your bicycle for your well visit. Obviously not if you've got the flu. Take your car, not the bus. But imagine a mother pushing her children in a jog stroller to see the pediatrician. Imagine a couple walking together to seek counseling at one of our behavioral health centers. Those things will be possible in the future once the trail is completed. So Group Health is excited to support this project, and we're excited for the linchpin of the Wilburton Trestle to connect the rest of the project. Thank you for working with us and partnering with us on this. Group Health is proud to stand with everyone today. Thank you.
My name is Elizabeth KIKER, and I'm the Executive Director of the Cascade Bicycle Club, but I'm here today on behalf of the Eastside Greenway Alliance, a coalition of 7 organizations working to build not only the Wilburton Trestle, but the entire Eastside Rail Corridor. And I am so excited to be here. As the honorable speakers before me have said, this is amazing. The fact that we have raised $10 million in this very short time on this $13 million project is a sign of how committed this region is to its outdoor spaces, to its beautiful weather, and to the beauty of living outside in the Pacific Northwest. I'm from Houston, Texas, and actually in January of just this year, I looked, was it early? In January of this year, there was a conference. Who was there around this corridor? And Ryan Gravel came to speak from Atlanta and talked about how he wrote a master's thesis in 1999 about the Atlanta Beltline and creating the Atlanta Beltline. And they have worked for years to make that happen. And now, 17 years later, they've got about a mile open and lots more planned. And that's amazing. It's a huge commitment. Where I'm from, Brays Bayou in Houston, they started that corridor in 1970. It is a 14-mile trail and it is half paved. I mean, you just do the math in your head. It takes a long time. And when you start with missing links, if you start with huge problems, then it's an uphill battle to get them filled in. Let's talk about the Burt Gilman missing links some other time. So this is not only my history, this is the history of trails in the United States. And what we're doing today is changing that story. We're writing a new story of how trails can get built in a very short span. It's been 8 years since this was just an idea and it was started to be purchased. And that means 4 years from now, in 12 years, we will have the entire 22-mile corridor bikeable and walkable. It will be done. There will be no giant missing links. There will be no beautiful but terrifying, if someone's biking on it, Wilburton Trestle. It will all be accessible. And that is what we're here to celebrate. And that is what I am so excited about, is that we are transforming how trails happen in the United States, thanks to the leadership of these people and all of you here and all of the members who have stood with us. And we're not quite there yet. So I have promised not to auction this off for $3 million, but if someone wants to raise their hand, I will trade you a golden spike. We still need to raise $3 million to complete this key part, and we are committed. The Eastside Greenway Alliance, Cascade Bicycle Club, I know the Trust for Public Land, and all of our other allies are committed to securing this funding, to getting this built, to getting the Wilburton Gap built with our partners at WashDOT, and to having this entire corridor be built and rideable in 4 years. It can't come soon enough. Thank you.
And we will all gather back together here in 2020 as we gleefully open this entire corridor for our public and for those who come after us. Everyone here will be available to take questions, and thank you once again.